Well, welcome to part 2. I hope you enjoyed part 1. And if you've not yet listened to part 1, I urge you to go back. It is a foundational part or summary of this book, and you will not appreciate more by listening to part 2 and not maybe connecting to part 1. So I'll urge you to check part 1 first and then come back to part 2. But it is all upon you. It is your choice. You can start with part 2, then go back and connect with part 1. Whichever works you best, you are okay with it. Now for part 2, I want us to go straight to key takeaways or conclusions of this book. Remember, we've been summarizing Attached by Amir and Rachel Hiller. Now, I have several key takeaways for you. I have about 10 takeaways that we can have from this book. Remember, the key idea, the main topic of this book is the science of love. Finding and fulfilling, that is finding your love and having a fulfilling relationship is all what this book is about. If you've been struggling with your relationships, maybe there are some things that you've not been doing. Maybe you've not known your love language or your partner's love language. That is beyond the scope of this book. We are talking about the 3 attachment styles. That is the anxious, the avoidant, and the secure. Which one are you? I explained more about them in part 1. That's why I was saying that you need to go back to part 1 and connect with this part 2. Now, which are some of these key takeaways that I have for you? Number 1, attachment theory. Remember, attachment theory, we said it is a theory that says that our childhood experiences by our caregivers, by our parents, will always impact or have some significant impact on our adult relationships with our partners. So, attachment theory is a crucial framework for understanding our adult romantic relationships. Our early experiences with our caregivers shape our attachment style, which profoundly influences our relationship patterns and dynamics. Key takeaway number 2 is that there are 3 primary attachment styles that are we saw in part 1. They are, can also repeat them here: anxious, avoidant, and secure. Each style manifests differently in relationships and affects how individuals approach intimacy, conflict, and emotional expression. Number 3, another takeaway number 3 is understanding your own attachment style is essential for building healthy relationships. What do we mean by this? That recognizing your attachment patterns allows you to identify your strengths and your weaknesses, enabling you to communicate effectively and manage your relationships more constructively. Takeaway number 4 is that relationships between individuals with different attachment styles can be challenging but also very rewarding. What do you mean by this? Is that by understanding each other's attachment styles, couples can develop strategies to navigate their differences effectively and cultivate stronger bonds. Takeaway number 5, effective communication is paramount in fostering secure attachment. Open and honest communication allows partners to express their needs, concerns, and feelings, building trust and understanding. Takeaway number 6 is that empathy and compassion are cornerstones of secure attachment. This means that by recognizing and validating each other's emotions, even when different from your own, strengthens the connection and promotes emotional intimacy. Takeaway number 7, healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining secure attachment. This means that establishing clear boundaries protects your well-being and allows you to maintain a sense of independence while fostering a healthy relationship. Key takeaway number 8 is that forgiveness plays a very, very crucial role in maintaining secure attachment. This means that letting go of resentment and anger allows partners to move forward from conflicts and maintain a healthy emotional connection. Key takeaway number 9 is that commitment is a cornerstone of secure attachment. Being dedicated to the relationship, even through challenges, demonstrates your willingness to work through difficulties and invest in long-term well-being of the partnership. Then the last takeaway is that seeking professional help is very valuable when needed. If you struggle with attachment-related issues that hinder your relationships, seek guidance from a therapist or read good books like this one. And these two resources, that is a therapist and also good books, can provide valuable support and strategies for developing secure attachment patterns. So those are key takeaways that we find from this book, which are very, very key to your life and the future of your relationship. Now, I want us to go to some comparisons between this book, Attached, and some other books on the same subject. There are so many books out there which are also aimed at helping you build those healthy and fulfilling relationships which are also successful. But I can compare 3 of them. By the end of this part 2, I'll also give you a list of some recommended books that you can check and you can have a read on them, and they'll build more on the knowledge that you'll gain from this one book. Now, the 3 books that I want us to compare with the Attached includes number 1, Getting the Love You Want by Havill Hendricks. Getting the Love You Want by Havill Hendricks. So what are some of the similarities between this book and Attached? So both books explore the concept of attachment styles and their impact on romantic relationships. Both books emphasize the importance of understanding one's own attachment style and that of the partner. Both books provide practical strategies for building stronger and more fulfilling connections. Now, what are the differences? Some of the differences between this book and Attached. So Attached focuses on 3 primary attachment styles, that is anxious, avoidant, and secure, while Getting the Love You Want dives into the imago relationship therapy as a specific approach to couples therapy. Number 2, Attached has a more scientific and research-based approach, while Getting the Love You Want offers a more narrative and personal approach. Number 3, Attached is primarily focused on adult romantic relationships, while Getting the Love You Want also extends its discussion to parent-child relationships and friends. So that is one book that you can compare. I've given some similarities and differences. Book number 2 is Hold Me Tight, The 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love. Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love by Sue Johnson. What are some of the similarities between Hold Me Tight and Attached? So both books emphasize on the importance of emotional connection and attachment in romantic relationships. Both books provide practical tools and strategies for couples to strengthen their emotional bond. Both books emphasize the importance of empathy, validation, and forgiveness in relationships. What are some of the differences? Key differences that you can pick from this book. Attached focuses on 3 primary attachment styles, while Hold Me Tight focuses on the concept of attachment dance and the 4 attachment patterns, that is secure, preoccupied, dismissing, and fearful. Those are the attachment patterns that the book Hold Me Tight focuses on. Number 2, another difference, Attached has a more scientific and research-based approach, while Hold Me Tight offers a more conversational and emotionally charged approach. Number 3 is that Attached is primarily focused on adult romantic relationships, while Hold Me Tight extends its discussion to parent-child relationships and friendships. So that is book number 2. Book number 3 is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And this book, how is it similar to Attached? So I have three similarities between those two books, that is The 5 Love Languages and Attached. So both books are based on well-established psychological theories, whereby now Attached draws from attachment theory, while The 5 Love Languages is rooted in the concept of love languages. Now, another similarity is that both books provide practical guidance for improving relationships. They offer strategies for identifying and understanding one's own and partner's attachment style or love language, respectively. Number 3, both books emphasize on the importance of communication and understanding in fostering healthy relationships. What are some of the key differences? I also have 3 of them, whereby now I can have Attached focuses on the broader concept of attachment styles and their impact on romantic relationships, while The 5 Love Languages specifically focuses on how individuals express and receive love differently. Another difference is that Attached dives into the underlying psychological mechanisms of attachment styles, while The 5 Love Languages provides a more practical and accessible framework for understanding and expressing love. Number 3 is that Attached may be more suited for individuals who are seeking a deeper understanding of their attachment style and its influence on relationships, while The 5 Love Languages may be more appealing to those looking for immediate and practical tips for improving communication and love expression in their relationships. Now, so those are some of the 3 main books that we can compare Attached with. Now, from those 5 books or 3 books that I've given you that we can compare, can we also have some other book recommendations that maybe you can have a look after reading this book that is Attached? Are there some other books which you can read that can help you build more on the concepts of building fulfilling and more successful relationships with your partner? Yes, they are, and I have 9 of them. Of course, out of the 9, I also have the 3 that we've talked about, that is Hold Me Tight by Sue Johnson. That book focuses on emotion. That is the book dives into the concept of emotionally focused therapy, EFT, a proven approach for helping couples strengthen their relationships. So Johnson guides readers through 7 crucial conversations that can transform their emotional connections and foster a lasting love. Another book is by John Gottman. That is Gottman. Yeah. So of course I know you know Gottman. John Gottman is a very renowned writer, and The 7 Principles of Making Marriage Work is his book, a practical guide from the country's foremost relationship expert, John Gottman. Now, from this book, Gottman, drawing from decades of research, Gottman outlines 7 essential principles for building and maintaining a healthy marriage. He provides practical guidance on communication, conflict resolution, and emotional intimacy, helping couples create more fulfilling and enduring connections. Another book is number 3. We talked of Getting the Love You Want, a guide for couples by Haviel Hendricks. So Hendricks introduces the Imago relationship therapy, a powerful approach for helping couples understand their underlying relationship patterns and heal from past wounds. The book provides a step-by-step guide for couples to connect more deeply and resolve conflicts effectively. Another book is The 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman. Chapman proposes that individuals express and receive love in 5 different ways, that is, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So those are the 5 love languages that Gary presents in this book. Those are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. If you've not read this book, I don't know how you've been handling your relationship. Sincerely speaking, you need to know these 5 love languages, because there are also some foundations to that relationship that you so dream of having. By understanding and respecting each other's love language with your partner, you can strengthen your bond and foster a lasting love. Please, please, please go and check out that book. Please, I urge you. Now, we also have another great book that you can also have a look into, and that book by Willard Harley Jr. is titled His Needs, Her Needs. I read this book while I was in college, and I can tell you since then, my relationship with my now wife has never had any quarrel, because I understood her needs and she understood my needs. So his needs, her needs, building an emotionally balanced relationship. There are some things that she wants or she needs for survival. There's a difference between a want and a need. And there are some things that I need for survival. Without them, this relation, or as a man, I'll not feel comfortable, or I'll also go out to look for maybe those needs, because needs are things that you must live with. A want, you can survive without it. So there are some things that you need in life. Food, shelter, and clothing. Those are not wants. That's why we call them basic needs. They are needs. They are things that you cannot survive without. So in a relationship, as a man, as a woman, there are some things that you cannot survive without. Well, the book presents, as a man, one of the things that you really need for survival is sex. Let me just stop it at that point. You need this book sooner than later. So Harley explores the differences in men's and women's emotional needs and offers practical strategies for couples to meet each other's needs and build a mutually fulfilling relationship. Another book is Nonviolent Communication, a language of life by Marshall Rosenberg. Rosenberg introduces the principles of nonviolent communication, which he calls NVC, a powerful framework for fostering empathy, understanding, and conflict resolution in relationships. He provides guidance on using NVC, that is the nonviolent communication, to connect with others in a compassionate and meaningful way. We also have another book, The Road Less Traveled, A New Psychology of Love, Traditional Values and Personal Growth by Scott Peck. Peck explores the challenges and rewards of personal growth and self-acceptance, emphasizing on the importance of commitment, responsibility, and love in building fulfilling relationships. His insights can help individuals navigate the complexities of love and relationships. The second last book is Gottman Method, the Gottman Method. The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John Gottman and Julie Gottman, that is a husband and a wife. This comprehensive guide outlines the 7 principles of Gottman's approach to relationship therapy, providing practical strategies for couples to strengthen their communication, intimacy, and conflict resolution skills. The last book is Love and Respect, the foundation of winning relationships by Emerson Eggerichs. So Eggerichs emphasizes the importance of mutual respect and submission as the foundation of healthy relationships. He provides practical guidance for men and women to approach relationships with respect, understanding, and love. So all these books that I've given you, they offer valuable insights into the dynamics of relationships, and they will always provide you guidance for seeking, or if you are seeking to build stronger connection, enhance communication, or build that lasting love. Well, from this book, I gave some powerful takeaways, 10 of them that we can take from this book. But I can try to summarize the entire book or those takeaways in one big main takeaway. So I want to give you the biggest takeaway from this book, what this book is all about, simply in one main takeaway. So So this book is all about understanding attachment theory and your own attachment style, which are the keys to building stronger and secure and fulfilling relationships. So this book is all about that. It's all about understanding the attachment theory and how it comes from your childhood. It's all about understanding the attachment styles, the three of them: the anxious, the secure, and the other one is the avoidant. Understanding those attachment styles, where do you fall, where does your partner fall, and how you two can build together a secure and fulfilling relationship and successful one, even if you have those different attachment styles. So attachment theory, as we said, provides a comprehensive framework for understanding how our early childhood experiences shape our attachment style, which in turn influences our relationships throughout our life. By recognizing our attachment patterns and the impact they have on our interactions with others, we can take proactive steps to cultivate healthier and more secure connections with our partners. Secure attachment, which is characterized by trust, emotional stability, and healthy communication, is the foundation for thriving relationships. If you want to know that your relationship is secure, look at these things: trust, emotional stability, and communication. So those are foundations for thriving relationships. Individuals with secure attachment feels very comfortable with intimacy, and they are able to express their needs effectively and navigate conflicts constructively. So understanding attachment styles allows you to appreciate the different ways individuals approach relationships. It helps us to recognize that our partners' behaviors may stem from their attachment style rather than being a personal reflection of their feelings towards us. This awareness can foster empathy and reduce the likelihood of misinterpretations and conflicts. So understanding the attachment style of your partner will prevent so many conflicts and misinterpretations that arise in many relationships. So the book Attached empowers us to take ownership of our relationship patterns and make conscious choices to foster secure attachment. By applying the lessons we learn from this book, we can cultivate stronger and more fulfilling relationships, which are also secure with our partners, our friends, and our loved ones. So, there are lessons that you learn from this book. Remember, I've given you one main takeaway. This book is all about understanding the theory, that is the attachment theory, and your attachment styles, and how now you can live together. But I want to give you, as I wind up part 2 of this summary, some practical, specific examples and ways that you can apply the lessons that you learn from this book in your relationship in real life. Now, understanding your attachment style, what can you do? We said in part 1, there are 2 main ways: taking a quiz or self-reflections. So reflect on your past relationships. Consider how typically you behave in relationships, especially when facing stress or insecurity. When you are stressed in your relationship, or when you feel insecure, that is the time when your mind is sharp and you can always identify your attachment style. Do you seek constant reassurance? Do you avoid intimacy, or do you feel comfortable with closeness? When you are facing stress or there are some conflicts between you and your partner, how do you behave? Do you always want to feel your partner to reassure you that everything is okay, you still love them, and so on? Or do you always find that you want to be alone? You avoid intimacy. Leave me alone, I'll handle my things, I'll get back to you when maybe you subside, the feelings subside. Or do you feel comfortable with closeness? Do you feel that you want your partner close, you want that bond together, and so on? Such moments of conflict, of stress and insecurity will always tell you or reveal to you your attachment style. Number 2, we said you can take an attachment style quiz. There are several online quizzes that can provide insights into attachment style. While not a definitive diagnosis, these quizzes can serve as a starting point for self-reflection. Remember, I'm giving you practical things that you can do. Number 3 is to seek feedback from trusted friends or a therapist. Ask for honest feedback from those who know you very well about your relationship patterns and tendencies. A therapist can offer personal assessment and guidance. You have people, you have friends, you have your partners. You can always ask them to give you a feedback of how they always see you behave, and through those little things, you will comfortably know your attachment style. Number 2, communicating effectively with your partner. How can you, what are some of the practical strategies that you can start doing today in your relationship to communicate effectively? Number 1 is to practice active listening. Most of us don't wait and to interrupt when our partners are conversing with us. So always pay attention, close attention to your partner's words and feelings without interrupting or formulating your response prematurely. Use I statements to express your needs and feelings. Instead of using you statements, focus on your own emotions and perspectives. For example, I feel insecure when you don't respond to my messages. You are the one who is feeling it. So use the words I instead of you are always not responding to my messages and so on. You always ignoring me. Avoid that. So engage in open and honest discussions about attachment styles. Discuss your attachment styles and how they influence your relationship dynamics. Be open to learning about your partner's perspective. How can we navigate differences in attachment styles? How can we navigate the differences in our attachment styles? There are several ways. Recognize that attachment styles are not fixed. While they are deeply ingrained, they can evolve over time, they can be relearned, and you can always embrace another attachment style. Number 2, be patient and understanding with your partner. Allow time for your partner to adapt and adjust to your communication style and expectations. And number 3, seek professional help if needed. If conflicts persist or you struggle to understand each other's attachment styles, consider seeking guidance from a therapist specializing in relationship dynamics. Now, how can we foster secure attachment in our relationships? How can we foster secure attachment in our relationships? I have several ways. Practice self-awareness and self-acceptance. How do you do this? Understand your own needs and limitations and accept yourself for who you are. Number 2, develop healthy boundaries. Communicate your boundaries clearly and respectively and enforce them consistently. Number 3, engage in regular acts of kindness and appreciation. Always express gratitude for your partner and demonstrate your love and care through thoughtful gestures. Number 4, seek support from friends and family. Always maintain a strong support network outside of your relationship for emotional support and perspective. They can always give their perspective and feedback. Number 5 is to commit to personal growth and development. Always continuously work on improving your communication skills and emotional regulation and conflict resolution strategies. So those are specific examples and ways that you can start implementing the lessons that you learn from this book. And I think that brings us to the end of part 2 and the end of this summary of the book attached by Levine and Rachel. And we'll always want to know your thoughts about the book. Which part of the book, either in part 1 or part 2, resonated with you the most? Or what are your thoughts about the book if you've already read it? Or the book recommendations that maybe I've given you the 9 of them. Which one will you pick next? Let us know in the comments section. Ensure you like, ensure you subscribe, ensure you leave us a comment and a review, and any other way that you might feel that we might enjoy or help this summaries initiative grow and become better. So until next time, when we meet in another summary, continue learning, continue evolving, continue building your relationships and making them better. From this side, this was Daniel from vidanmeds.com. Bye bye for now.